After being diagnosed with a severe autoimmune disease, our next guest turned to a paleo diet free from grains and dairy to get her health back on track. And since then, she's made it her mission to put a paleo spin on classic dishes we all know and love. And she is here now, has a new recipe from her latest cookbook. It's called Healthy in a Hurry. Everybody, welcome New York Times bestselling author Danielle Walker. It is good to have you here. And paleo, I didn't realize you had been doing this for so long, 12 years.
Yes, 12 years. My first cookbook came out almost 10 years ago.
Paleo.
Yes.
Now, for people who hear that, remind folks what we're talking about.
Yeah, well, first of all, it doesn't have to be free from taste. Everything can still taste and look amazing, but it's free from grains, dairy, legumes, and processed sugars.
All right, now.
Which makes it gluten-free.
Gluten-free. So if they want to get started, okay, I want to make sure I got this right. You described this as a club sandwich turned pasta. That confused me initially, but chicken, bacon, ranch, squash noodles. Do I have that right?
Yes, you do. It's a mouthful, and I'll confuse you even more to say there's no actual pasta in it. This is a vegetable. So we're going to start with our spaghetti squash. I have softened this in the oven and cut it into rounds because it's going to make it cook a lot more quickly.
Okay.
And then also when you cut it into rounds, you're going to get longer noodles. I have 3 kids, so I'm cooking always trying to figure out how to make things healthy, but then also things that they'll love, and long slurping noodles is something that all kids like,
so that's the thing we're talking about. No actual noodles, but this is what we're talking about using as
yes, exactly. So you can see it's already kind of starting to shred. So it's a squash, and it's pretty hard to cut through at first, so I have you put it in the oven while it preheats. And then we're going to put it all on one sheet pan. If you have a bigger sheet pan, it's going to cook a little bit more quickly. If you want to do 2, you can do that as well. If you want to go ahead and season that with some salt and pepper.
Okay, this is just for the our chicken here, though, right?
Yep, chicken, even the squash. We'll kind of season it all. We like to layer those seasonings, especially when something's cooking a little bit more quickly. It's just going to have a better depth of flavor. So we're going to put all of that in the oven at one time. You can either stack your sheet pans or one big sheet pan, then you have less dishes, which I'm always a fan of.
And did we mention you have a layer of bacon on the bottom here?
A layer of bacon. Yeah. Paleo doesn't have to be free of flavor. Yes. So the bacon renders. You're going to toss your noodles when they're done and the chicken in that kind of bacon grease. We're also going to roast our tomatoes, which makes them really nice and caramelized. So when this comes out of the oven, I pull it all off. I throw the tomatoes on there and toss them in that rendered bacon fat. It makes it just absolutely delicious.
Okay, now what is this we got going on?
So the star of this dish and what makes it creamy without the dairy is my dairy-free ranch dressing. So we're going to dump stuff in. I'll try to kind of call it out as we do it. But this is an avocado oil-based mayonnaise. It's a little bit better for you.
Avocado oil-based mayonnaise.
Yes, so it's less inflammatory than some of the seed-based oils, also better for your heart. This is coconut oil if you want to pour that in. And then really the key here are all the fresh herbs. So we have chives, dill, and parsley. You can put, we just put it all in.
All right, got some garlic here, chopped garlic?
Yep, chopped garlic, salt and pepper, and then a little bit of onion, lemon juice.
Lemon juice, all right.
Onion. And some salt. And one way to make this even faster on a weeknight when you're pressed for time, this will last in your fridge for a couple weeks. So make it up. My kids like to dip their carrots in it, their celery. We put it all over this pasta. The smell and the taste of coconut is hidden by all of the spices. I don't want it to taste like you're like in Hawaii when you're eating ranch dressing, right? So if you want to take the forks, this is what it looks like when it's done. Your tomatoes burst and get really caramelized once they go back in the oven. And then you just take 2 forks and you can pull apart these noodles. And so most people, when they do spaghetti squash, they cut it lengthwise, which actually cuts the noodle strands in half. So when you do it in rounds like this, you're going to get the full length of the noodle.
This is where we end up.
This is where we end up.
You cut up your chicken, you cut up your bacon.
Yes.
And then this is what we have.
Yeah, so we're going to want to drizzle a little bit of that ranch on it. I always serve a bit on the side because my kids love it so much. They like to spoon a little bit extra on there. But yeah, we're just going to mix it all up. And here's the beauty of it. It's a 1 sheet pan meal that actually has your vegetables and your protein and your healthy fats all in one. You don't have to serve anything extra on the side. You don't have to make a side dish. You can do a green salad if you want, but you already have your fiber from some of the herbs as well.
This, what we made, could feed, is 3 chicken breasts. It looked like enough for a family there.
Oh yeah, for sure, yes. Yeah, it feeds our family of 5, and I always have a little bit of leftovers.
Okay, and this recipe, certainly folks can get, but also many similar to this in Healthy in a Hurry.
Yes.
You can go to goodmorningamerica.com/food. You can scan that QR code. You have a moment to still do it. And again, Healthy in a Hurry. You can pick it up in stores. Danielle, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
And Paula Ferris, I hope we took good care of your friend here, okay? Love you.
Love you, Paula.
All right,
well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.